Hello, hey, Hodakaguy here. Just wanted to showcase a couple of the items that we carry with us on our van during our travels. This is the jet boil unit that we use to boil our water with, and this is the little MyJo coffee press that we use every day. My wife and I both like to drink coffee in the mornings, and over the years we've tried several different styles of coffee presses, everything from French press units, standalone French presses that go onto the jet boil, down to instant coffee. And we settled on instant coffee, and we did that for quite a few years, just out of pure convenience. Eventually a friend, we went traveling with a friend, and they brought along one of these little MyJo presses. I was really impressed with it, enough that we purchased one, and for the last year and a half or so, this is the only thing that we've used to make coffee. Very little cleanup with this. It's quick to use. Coupled with the jet boil, we can make a cup of coffee really quick. Very little cleanup. Doesn't take much space to store. The French press on the jet boil unit was just a pain in the butt to clean. We kind of got tired of using that, which is why we originally went to the instant coffee. So this little unit here is available on Amazon. I think they're up to $18 now. They're $12 to $14 when we first started using them. Still $18, pretty good value for this. It uses a K-cup, so it'll use the standard plastic K-cups, or the ones we like to use is the San Francisco brand. These are biodegradable, compostable units. There's no plastic. This little ring right here is a corn derivative product, and then it's just got a mesh bag on the bottom instead of the plastic. So I really like the flavor of these, which is primarily why we carry this San Francisco brand. But if you're concerned about the plastic use and want a compostable alternative, these little San Francisco cups work really well. So to use the unit, you just pop the bottom off. You can see there's a little pointed piece right here, so when you screw it back down, it punctures the top of the K-cup. Take your K-cup, drop it into the bottom, take the unit, put it back on, that's it. So it's now ready to use. The bottom of the base here has a little flat cross built into it. That's so that when you're using this, the unit will sit onto your coffee cup when you push it and force the water through the K-cup. So it's really stable, fits on just about any coffee cup. I usually carry a 24-ounce coffee mug. Fits on that just as well it does on this. So pretty nice. On the edge here, it's got little marks. There's 6, 8, and 10 ounce fill lines. So you just put this there, take that off. The jet boil that we use to boil our water with for this little unit, it'll boil a full pot of water in about 2 minutes flat. So it's a real quick way to make hot water. You can see I've got the larger canister on this one right now. Normally I carry the smaller canister with it when we travel, so that the stove, the canister unit, and the little base, which is off camera right now, all goes inside of this. You put the lid back on and it makes a real tight little package. Stow that away in the van. Same with this, doesn't take up much space between the two of them. I've already preheated the water on this one, but if you're not familiar with the jet boil, it's got a built-in igniter, so you just turn the gas on, hit the igniter, light it up. Takes about 2 minutes and you've got boiling water. Once the water's boiling, this neoprene cover allows you to handle the stove even when boiling water's inside. So I take this, I'll put 10 ounces in it, then you take it, put the lid back on. So the lid on this is also the pump. This is basically what's going to force the hot water through the K-cup. Takes about 3 full pumps. So you just take your hand, slowly start pushing on it. You can hear the coffee running in. Pop it back up. One more time. That's it, 10 ounces. So when you're done, pop it off. You got a full cup of coffee there. And then for cleanup, all you do is take that off, toss your K-cup, And that's it. I usually wipe the bottom off a little bit and pop the lid back off, dry it out, stick it back in the cupboard. So really quick way to make good coffee, very little cleanup. For us, it's worked really well. You can see I've got a spare one here, never been opened. This is how it'll arrive when you order them on Amazon. Been pretty durable. Like I say, I've been using this one now for a good year and a half or better. Made a lot of cup of coffees with it. Been rock solid. So one other thing I'll highlight real quick that we use our jet boil for is these Peak dehydrated meals, and primarily the chicken Alfredo pasta, which is the only one actually I've ever tried. I'm not a huge fan of dehydrated meals. I do a lot of long distance off-road motorcycle trips, and over the years I started carrying these dehydrated meals and found I really don't like these things, just don't like the taste, etc. We were at a camp out about a year ago and somebody recommended this particular brand, these Peak Refuels chicken Alfredo pastas. So we tried one and man, it's honestly really good. Very close to actually cooking a meal. Doesn't taste like a dehydrated meal. So we usually carry 4 or 5 of these with us on a trip in the van. We don't eat them primarily, but they're very convenient when you roll into camp really late at night. You get in somewhere late, you just don't feel like breaking out the camp gear to cook a proper meal. So 2 minutes, you give out a full pot of boiling water here, tear the top off, dump it right in, stir it up, seal it, let it sit for 5 minutes, and you've got a nice hot meal for 2 people. So these will come in handy 2 or 3 times in our travels, and so they taste really good. So we kind of keep a couple of those rat hold as well, just for backup. So anyways, hope you liked the little quick overview of the MyJo coffee press and the JetBoil unit, and I'll maybe do a couple more reviews on some of our other gear at another time. Thanks for watching.